1. And we're back, everybody, with the Tangent Podcast, and this is the Drunken News Game Show.
Drunken News Game Show.
Drunken News Game Show.
That's it.
Where we read the news and fucking get points for being awesome. I usually win, as you guys know from watching, so I'm going to win again.
God, Mike,
Oh, shit.
what's happening here?
Well, we started pretty quick.
We did start pretty quick. Justin was just throwing everybody off.
I'm a premature kind of guy.
Yeah, well, no kidding.
That's what I've heard.
30-second three-way, is that what's going down?
Did we establish what was happening? Are we
Yeah,
finishing
that's
each
gotta
other's
happen.
sentences?
We did
That's
not.
it. That's it.
I don't know how this is gonna work.
I don't think we
I think-
rehearsed well enough for this.
I think this is gonna get real weird. I think we just started up.
All right, so for those of you that don't know what's happening,
all
there was a
tied.
three-way tie, I think, the last time that we did the Drunken News Game Show. And what we decided to do on air was we're all going to say one word. So I'm going to start, Justin's going to say the next word, Gary's going to say the next word. And you just have to say words for 30 seconds and see what we're ranting about. I have no clue what's going to happen. If it's bad, I'm just going to edit it here. And we're back. No, and then, we'll figure out what the hell's happening.
All right,
Who wants to start?
30 seconds on the clock.
I don't care who starts.
Brian.
Justin, you're starting.
All right,
All right, there
do we have
go.
30 seconds on
You
the
ready?
clock?
3, 2, 1, go.
Aye,
Potatoes.
Eat.
often.
Not. Having.
Any.
I.
What?
You guys.
That's 2 words.
You
Is it
ruined
a
it.
compound word?
God damn it. I apologize. The potatoes just came out of
Yeah, I thought you were going to at least
Yeah.
try to make a
Like,
sentence.
I
You
was
just
gonna
said
try.
potatoes?
Hey,
That was the first thing that
time.
came. The first thing that came to my
I
mind.
potatoes?
I potatoes.
Fucking blew it.
You're...
Felt very much like,
I'd like...
Who's last
What the hell
Yeah,
was that?
what was
Gary?
that?
You
Potatoes.
really wanted to do this, too.
I
thought
did.
you were gonna
I
be
did. And then
stepping it
I
up.
blew it.
I thought we were gonna crush it.
I thought we were actually going to make a sentence.
Yeah, that sentence.
Thought we had some synergy going on.
I
Yeah.
potato.
well, doesn't matter, because you know who else blew it?
Who blew it, Steve?
Rockstar, because single-player modding returns to GTA 5 after publisher takedown.
Do you see what actually happened here?
No, I didn't even read this.
I did a little bit of
please do
Google.
tell me.
Did a little bit of Googling. Apparently, it wasn't Rockstar that was nixing the mods. It
Was
was the
playing-
publisher, Take-Two.
Take 2.
Yeah.
It
From
wasn't-
cease and desist request from publisher, take 2.
Yeah. So it wasn't Rockstar. Rockstar kicks ass. They're rock stars. And they wouldn't do that kind of shit.
Would they,
It's,
though?
of course, it's the fucking publishers.
Yeah, goddamn publishers.
Son of a bitch.
So for those of you that don't know, Steve's about to
Yeah,
tell
why don't you take 2
Then
cents
why
from
does
Ryan?
Rockstar say? Rockstar explained that unfortunately OpenIV enables recent malicious mods that allow harassment of players and interfere with GTA Online experience for everybody.
Well, they wouldn't allow that kind of behavior.
Now, I heard people were stealing each other's money.
Yeah, that's malicious.
Yeah.
But like mods, they wouldn't just take down mods.
Unless a
They got
mod,
no
unless a
integrity.
mod was like destroying somebody else's
Yeah, they have
experience.
integrity.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go there.
No.
Did you see though the Steam rating
Sale?
for? Did we talk about this last
GTA?
week?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
like plummeted.
It's like shit. It's
It
like
was like over 30,000 negative
Yeah.
reviews because of you took away the mods.
I mean, I think it's still like the #1 selling console.
but I also
game
hear
every
that
month
the online
for every platform.
still sucks ass in general.
no, people love
Yeah,
the
I agree.
GTA.
Oh, I hate it to death, but they love it to death. Like they,
Oh, really?
They've all these just the racing mods that people are putting up, like these tracks that look like Hot Wheels and
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
people are going nuts.
I'm
for
telling
it
you,
still.
I would like to get into one of those real life servers when you have like the real cops driving around and they pull you over and you have to obey.
Oh,
the
I
laws.
watched that.
That
Hilarious,
guy,
right?
Officer Dan or whatever his name
Yeah.
is.
Mind blowing. Like
That
what?
really happens. Like
Yeah.
I need to get into one of those servers. Like that needs to happen. I mean, GTA just needs to just go on Steam sale.
I only
is it
watched
not?
one guy do it too.
Well, he's like the most popular guy.
Oh, I don't know.
I believe
just-
like Officer Dan or something is his name, and he like takes it pretty serious.
Yeah,
But then when it's like-
cop and so like
it's funny when he's like it fucks up. like I don't know, this guy was just hilarious because like when it wasn't going, like it was, I don't know.
Yeah, when shit was hitting the fan, he was
Like,
improvising.
because it's like, you know, it's GTA. They're doing
yeah, shit
weird
goes
shit.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, but like there's rules to the server, and you'll
Yeah.
get banned if you don't obey by the rules. You have to like drive the speed limit and stuff, and there's actual cops driving around, and like they'll pull you over, and it's just.
fucking
And I've seen
hilarious.
people like 5 people lined up, and they like actually take like one person down the street to get their side of the story on what was going on, and then they take the other, and like they actually it's some good stuff, and I need to get on one of those servers.
Yeah.
So I'm glad like mods are not being taken away for GTA 5, even though I don't even own it.
Yeah.
Still good for
Power to the players.
Isn't that GameStop?
GameStop. Yeah.
Gross.
I thought Gary was gonna say it.
Wow.
I haven't been to a game.
That's his slogan.
In a couple weeks.
Couple weeks.
I mean, laugh it up.
I did. I would just
Laugh
did.
it up. Have a good laugh.
All right. Enough of that
All right.
fake laugh. We got
Get that thing I sent you.
yeah, another story. Raphael
Michelangelo.
Donatello,
Donatello.
creative
Don-
director of Dishonored and Prey, is leaving Arkane.
Arkane Studios. See ya.
Like Mr. Kane.
Oh, that's me.
So he's the founder of Arkane Studios and creative director on Dishonored and Prey has announced that he's leaving the studio to spend some time with his son and reflect on what is important to me and his future. The last
Potato.
18 potato. The last 18 years have been an amazing adventure from starting Arkane in 1999 to making our first game, Arc Fatalis,
Sure.
to
Yeah.
joining ZeniMax Media in 2010 and releasing the Dishonored series and Prey to critical acclaim.
Dishonored sick.
So
on
he's
sale
going to
right
stick
now.
around as long as necessary to ensure a smooth transition. And
Sweet.
that's
See you later. Hope you enjoy your
pretty
son.
much it. It's
Toodaloo.
Thanks.
his departure is significant because he's headed up nearly every game Arkane has made. Before Dishonored put the studio into the big leagues, he was the lead designer on Arc Fatalis, which you really should play if you haven't. Apparently to Andy
Apparently.
Chalk of PC Gamer. And he was the writer and creative director on the criminally underrated orc booting sim Dark Messiah of Might and Magic.
Okay.
We're gonna miss him a whole bunch. On the tangent, we wish him well. That guy.
I do hope that guy. I don't know who he is, but yeah, wish him well. But it is gonna kind of see.
Well
I'm interested to
wishes.
see where, like, what the studio, how it does without him.
Yeah.
Because
He's only one man.
he is only one man, but he's the creative director.
Seems like a pretty important
Well,
man.
you're only
It's-
That's all it
Yeah.
takes.
Yeah. Well, Dishonored 2 is $20 on Steam right now.
Which you should probably go check out.
On the Steam sale, I might pick it up.
What's
Still-
the percentage discount on that?
I mean, it's a $60 game for 20. I mean, what is that?
75.
62.5.
Not enough.
And a half.
Yeah. I mean,
Steve, don't forget to give out points, man. Just
I
keeping
haven't
it
heard
fresh.
anything
I have, just making
I know
sure.
that's a minus point for telling me
I'm
how
just
to
making
do
sure.
my job.
Take
so.
him away. At least you're back in the points. You see, I got you on the board. So who really wins here, Steve?
You know who really wins? This is not this. Sorry, 'cause that's not a good transition.
Not a good
New Splinter
transition.
Cell project teased by Ubisoft CEO. So it's been 4 years. This comes from GameSpot. 4 years since the release of the last game in Splinter Cell series, with no solid indications of what's next. Blah blah blah. There was an AMA on Reddit. Guillemot
Yves
responded.
Gilmore.
Do not.
That's French.
Don't French it up, dirt.
If I want to ask about French, I go to Gary.
Yeah.
Don't French it up, dirt. It's actually dirty.
He responded to a question about Splinter Cell by saying, Splinter Cell is a brand we talk about a lot. It's personally one of my favorite series. We don't have anything specific to share at the moment, but teams are working on different things. So stay tuned for more. So I guess this whole news
That's a
article is
fucking
about
clickbait and a half. 'cause
About nothing.
He
Yeah.
literally just said absolutely nothing.
Yeah, but
People love that game.
I love that game.
Yeah, but he didn't say anything. He was
He
just
just
like,
said that they're working on one.
no, he said we're working on stuff.
They're gonna come out with another Splinter Cell.
Well,
I want
no
another Splinter
shit.
Cell.
But like,
It's
it's been
not
4
coming on the
years,
Switch.
Brian. But he didn't say anything.
I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck what he said. I want to talk about Splinter Cell for a second.
Well, that's fine. We could talk about Splinter Cell, but he didn't say shit.
I'm gonna take it, flip it around, mix it up, and say that he just said that they're working on Splinter Cell.
Fake news.
Sources.
How many sources does he have?
I got one
I
source.
crumpled the paper.
I
Full
know a game's
author
coming
is
out,
one
and I got
source.
one source right here.
I mean, I did really enjoy the last Splinter
Blacklist?
Cell Blacklist when I got every single achievement in the game. Like, I fucking love those campaigns. But the fact that they brought back Spies versus Mercs was like the best thing. Like,
Clutch.
You're
that-
speaking French to me. What's going on?
Oh, we
Well,
Spies versus Mercs was a really classic game
on the
mode from-
original Xbox.
Yeah, from
I don't think I've ever played a Splinter Cell.
yeah,
They're hard.
Yeah, I mean, basically, there's spies, and then they verse the Mercs.
I just read the man's books. That's all.
I heard he's got a bunch.
Does have a whole lot.
What's next? What else we got here, Steve?
Point for Brian for the great French translation.
I'm into that.
Do what I can.
Getting French points now.
French points.
I thought you'd be coming hot and heavy with the French. That's a disappointment. Next one, Crash Bandicoot N.Sane Trilogy coming to Xbox One this year? Question mark. This comes from
Gasp.
Game Ramp. The release date for Crash Bandicoot, blah, 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 PS4 is so close that the publisher Activision and developer Vicarious Visions recently put out a launch trailer for the compendium to celebrate its impending, there's a lot of fucking words here that don't need to be here, availability on the Sony console. Now, though it looks as if the PS4 may not be the only platform to host the title, as an online retail listing points to the possibility of the trilogy of games coming to the Xbox One later this year. So we got a screenshot of the Hungarian retailer known as Super Gamer as being listed as having a release date on the Xbox One for December 8th of 2017.
Fake news.
So it's a Hungarian website. No offense to our Hungarian listeners, but I don't
Probably
trust that.
fucked up. They even have full internet in Hungary.
I definitely don't trust that. I think that if it's going to be an exclusive, it's probably going to be for longer than the 6 months.
Yeah, I mean,
Look at Rise of the Tomb Raider. If anything, like I can see it coming to Xbox platforms because it's an Activision. Activision owns the IP of Crash Bandicoot, so I can see it coming to multiple platforms. But like the original 3 that were only on the PlayStation 1 now coming and re-releasing, I could see it being a full year. So maybe that's just a placeholder date. But I
speaking of
think-
which, when I was playing Uncharted, one of the collectible items.
Hey,
is,
hey.
what? It's fucking sweet.
What did Gary just tell you? Don't
What?
spoil it for him.
He's not gonna find it.
I'm sure that he is.
Hey, fuck you guys. Spoiler alerts. You can find a Crash Bandicoot apple, and it's all pixelated, and it's fucking sweet.
+1 for that. I like
Yeah.
I like you just cautioning the wind on the spoiler
Yeah, I don't
alerts.
give a shit. You'll never find it. It
And
was hidden.
spoiler alert.
That was hidden very well.
I'll give Gary 1 point just for the heartbreak of now knowing a spoiler, though.
But it's really cool. Did you find it?
I'm sure that I did back in May. I don't know.
It was. It's
Actually,
impressive.
shit, that's a year ago.
I actually feel like he talked. I
Yeah.
vaguely
yeah.
remember that.
didn't
But this game also launches on June 30th
Those
of
are called
2017
Wampa
for
fruits, by the
PS4.
way.
Wampa fruits. I found a Wampa,
Wampa
fruit.
fruit.
So get ready
dope.
for that.
Comes out tomorrow.
Or if
By
you're
the time
listening to
we're
this-
recording this tomorrow. by the-
29th.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Today's the
So
29th.
tomorrow. We would be coming out today if we were recording on Friday, but who needs Fridays anymore?
Yeah, Fridays are
Speaking
terrible.
Out
of
the
not
windows.
Fridays, anything, this also comes from Game Rant. Not that it matters because it's just the PlayStation Plus free games for July 17th.
Woo!
July 2017 reveal.
What do we got?
So I'm not going to read all this bullshit text, but we got
That's what I'm talking about, Steve.
Until
Get right to the
Dawn,
meat.
Nice.
Get it.
Game of Thrones,
That's the Telltale game,
Mm-hmm.
which is good.
Tokyo Jungle,
Not
Pass
sure
on
what
that.
that's all about.
Darkstalkers Resurrection,
That's a good fighting game.
Sounds awesome.
Element 41.
No, Elemental.
Okay.
Well, they just wrote Element 41.
They wrote Element 41.
Unless it's Element 4L.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Elemental,
With a 4?
which is
Yeah,
a
with
4.
the 4. Yeah.
Okay.
How
and
fucking
then
sweet.
Don't Die, Mr. Robot.
Don't Die, Mr. Robot is like a twin stick shooter. You actually might love it.
Oh, yeah? Be sure to check it out.
Until Dawn. I mean, we crushed
That's
that
a
game.
that's a solid list lineup.
Yeah.
One, go over to youtube.com/pixelatedpoints and watch our Let's Play of Until Dawn.
Definitely, it's probably playing in the background right now.
It's,
Yeah.
You see
It was
this right
great.
here? It's happening.
Hey,
So good.
it better be one of the scenes where someone's getting their head ripped off.
I mean, watch the last episode and tell me if Justin knocks into Anthony.
Hashtag Nudgegate.
Nudgegate.
Anthony
Still
has just
continues.
got those shaky hands.
No way.
Dude. He's got the
he's a
shaky.
serial killer. His shit does not
Yeah,
move.
right. He's got shaky hands.
That was.
That's
I mean,
a
I'm still
nudgegate.
devastated.
Anyway,
Shaky
what happened
hands,
there.
right?
But
No,
that's a
no
solid
shaky.
lineup of games, though. That's a really good
That's
list of
all right.
games.
Yeah.
Except for Tokyo Jungle. That looks like a hot garbage.
What else you got, Steve?
So we just have an IGN interview with Shigeru Miyamoto and the Legacy of Mario. And I wish I highlighted this because this is fucking horrifically long.
The Legacy?
Is there any did you read this?
Can we paraphrase?
Skimmed it.
You gave it a skim.
I told you. I just
Skimmed,
wished I
I think-
highlighted it.
You gave it a
He's been
skim.
throwing a lot of dishonesty at us today. He hasn't read this.
So
at
let's
all.
just
No hits
talk
of
a little
hands.
while I go
Give
through
it the
this like
skim
I was
job?
supposed to.
Okay.
Why do we need to talk about the Legacy of Mario? Don't we
It's-
all know how great it is?
Well, we do know how great Mario is, but maybe they kind of hint on the future of Mario and what Odyssey could bring.
Well,
to
if I
the
recall,
franchise.
actually, from my skimming of it before, he he does not want to remaster / remake Super Mario 64.
Why would you?
He's not interested in doing that.
This is a smart man. Smart man. He does smart things.
He wants to make his own game with hats.
Yeah, like Super
Hats.
Mario Odyssey is gonna be the Breath of the Wild of the Mario.
You see, I don't know if that's the case, but I'm
better
really,
hope so.
really pumped to play Odyssey. Odyssey looks super cool. One of my favorite things about Odyssey is all the fucking stupid memes that are coming out. Like, it's like, like it's a taxi cab and it just has the fucking hat on it, and it's like, your Uber driver's here. It's a me, your Uber driver, and I'm like, that's fucking
like that.
funny.
See, I'm not a big fan of the hat. I don't
No.
like the hat face.
I don't.
and-
I think that the hat face looks stupid, but I like the mechanic of taking over the other objects
Also
with
agree,
yourself.
Justin.
Yeah.
But then they do that stupid 4-year-old kid with the eyeballs on it, and you're just
Yeah.
like, oh, why'd you got to do that? Why can't you just have the M and just call it a day?
Like,
Yeah.
or even if like the M had some sort of, just kind of like it kind of like winked at you somehow
Yeah.
with the letter M rather than
Or maybe
these two
everything
eyes.
gets a mustache too. Like whatever, just figure it out.
I think everything doesn't get it.
No,
But
they just
everything
get the
should
hat.
get a mustache.
Yeah.
Why are there no mustache on
Dinosaurs
T-Rex?
with the T-Rex mustache, the cab with the mustache. I mean, it would work.
This is Justin.
Yeah,
you should
I'm-
work for Nintendo, pal. You can be
No, I'm too progressive for Nintendo.
you could be my best friend that works at Nintendo,
Sources,
or like my
maybe.
uncle that works at Nintendo.
Yeah.
He said that if
I'm
you
skeptical on the whole hat.
I think it's gonna work.
I
pretty
mean,
well.
I just think like, especially like when they were talking about like the co-op for the game and how like one person controls the hat and the other person runs around.
Oh, I can tell you all about co-op fucking Mario games.
top notch.
So for those of you that don't know, Super Mario Galaxy, you have a pointer, so you have the Wiimote, right? So if I have the Wiimote, I'm aiming at all times. You have like a little cursor that's a star, and you can shoot stars,
And you can collect stars.
and you collect these star bits, and you feed up new stars, and they open up new worlds. Or you can have a friend play second player and just shoot random shit and waste all of your star bits.
And I can make him physically jump.
And he could like literally, so I'll be
At any
jumping.
time, I can make him jump at any time.
Yeah, so like I'll be jumping and then to try and get to a platform, and then nope, you're going this
Why
way,
don't
pal.
they just throw Luigi into these games?
Because Luigi doesn't get what he deserves.
Does he though?
The year of the Luigi was bullshit.
Yeah, Year of Luigi was kind of.
The only thing they gave him was that
Kinda bullshit.
badass
Get a
mean
point
mug.
for repeating that.
Yeah, the only thing that
Thanks, pal.
he got was that badass mean mug from the Mario Kart.
Mario Kart 8, yeah.
That was it. I mean,
All right.
that's
In
the
all
only-
seriousness, though, you should read the article. It talks a lot about Miyamoto's thinking with Mario. It's just kind of. I mean, it's kind of the same old, but it's just the idea of just changing it up, just getting rid of the old shit, trying
Kinda
new
like
shit.
Zelda.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do with new games though? Like not just make the same game over and over again.
Well, tell that to Call of Duty. I don't know.
Actually, they listened to you, Steve.
What?
They've changed it up.
Well, they went back to their roots,
Yeah.
so they didn't change it
Oh,
up.
they did change it up.
But you should read it. It's kind of interesting. There is one thing
worth mentioning.
Yeah, why not? He says, as for designing the mechanics himself, Miyamoto says that the best inspiration comes from simply playing games. I usually spend a lot of time thinking about games when I'm actually playing games, looking at something and thinking to myself, would it be more fun if this thing came at me or if this thing was running away from me, things like that. I don't know.
Well, the best thing about that, I guess, that sentence is he's playing other games and being influenced by other games and more modern games. Like, to Gary's point, where, yeah, like the past couple of Zeldas have been pretty fucking stale because it is the same formula.
Yeah.
But Breath of the Wild is a fresh of breath air, no pun intended. And
Or pun intended.
Or pun intended, whatever you want.
Dude.
Wow.
Did you see the double hit?
Yeah, the
Turned
double
off
hit.
and on?
Yep. But I'm thinking that he's being inspired by new games, and hopefully he implements them into the newer or to Nintendo franchises.
Yeah, I mean,
and then the
they
new
seem
titles
to be
are.
doing that with the Switch as far as like their old.
Like Skyrim goes
Games.
and stuff like that.
But no, like even like look at Splatoon 1. Like I know you guys haven't played Splatoon 1, but
Well,
like,
I was gonna say that Splatoon 1 and 2 are pretty much very similar from the outside looking in.
yeah, but like playing the first one and seeing how bare bones that game was, and they were just like, no, this is our game. And then they're gonna do what they do is Splatfest, which are like weekly events. So they're kind of like the holiday events, but not as prominent. So I'm hoping that Miyamoto's playing Overwatch and going like, we need something of that ilk
Yeah.
for Splatoon to have people come back and have them play it. It's really Splatfest on steroids because the Splatfests are like a week long and it's like you pick one side,
Sound
you
like
pick one
orgies.
team, and then it's like Autobots versus Decepticons, and so you pick, and then if your team wins, you get like a shirt. So it's like, oh, that's really cool. Like you pick the winning team, or like whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, you both get a shirt and then-
done a really good job at being innovative in the sense of switching it up, except for a couple games right now.
see what
Switching
you
it
did.
up.
Yeah. Yep. And
that
then,
one.
I mean, I will say, you still playing ARMS?
Yeah, actually, I am.
Yeah. Yeah. How's that going?
It's still fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
There's an update, wasn't there?
Yeah, there's
Which
an
we did
update,
not
so-
put in the fucking news.
No, so what you can do now is spectator mode, which is cool. But I'm still playing it. I'm not really doing a whole lot of like multiplayer. I'm just kind of like,
Still getting your ass kicked by the.
yeah, it's hard,
Yeah.
man. It's not easy. It's really like, if you like Dark Souls, you really might like to try and play this to see, like, to learn the character's movesets.
Take your word for it.
I know
yeah.
that you're not going to play it, but I'm just saying for those of you at home.
I would read
listener.
this interview. It's pretty good. I'm going to read the last 4 paragraphs because it's basically him talking. It's got some interesting shit in it.
4
Eh.
paragraph. That's a lot of paragraphs.
His news segment's been short. I don't need to say else.
Well, we'll just see what your points think about
Alright.
that.
In discussing how many other people might design games, Miyamoto says it was fun for him seeing how players came up with stages in Super Mario Maker. Without naming specific creators, he says his favorite levels are those where players essentially create a puzzle. And once you have the right combination, it almost completes itself. It's great that there are people who are making those creative ideas. That's what really makes me happy, he says. When I think about games, for the player to be able to play creatively within a free space is important, and that's something that I try to have in every game that we put out. Simply put, in Mario, you run, you jump, you fall, you bump into things. Things that people do all the time in everyday life, and that's just inserted into the game, he says. Going on to the future generations and iterations of Mario, I think obviously the developer who makes these games have to be creative. But I also think the players must be creative as well. They need to think and act themselves. I think what makes Mario really relatable for a lot of people is the fact that it requires creativity on the side of the player to be able to think and act and learn from those actions, he continues. When you look at games like Super Mario Odyssey or even Super Mario 64, that's what they've been doing. That's the key to what has made Mario so accepted and popular.
What I took away from that was that he was complimenting my Brick Nightmare level on
You must have been the one. He was
Super Mario
didn't want a
Maker?
name, but it was
he didn't
so
want a
good.
name. I mean, hey, that fucking level was hot in the streets the first couple of weeks.
Yeah.
People really liked that level.
Yeah.
It was. I basically just made a maze throughout the whole out of bricks, and you had to just kind of find your way
Yeah,
through.
we remember.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Point for that great level.
Thanks, pal.
Yep.
Nice job, Brian.
Last story of the
I
day.
should go back.
The
See how
night.
many
Last
people
story of
played
the
it.
day.
Steve, I have a story for
Come
you.
on,
The
Steve.
podcast.
I have a story for you, Steve.
Okay, after
Do you actually have a story? Okay, so it's not the last. It's
Oh,
second
yeah,
to last.
sorry.
I just
Well, your story goes before this one.
really. What, you want to end on your story?
Yes,
What, is
I do.
your story better than my story?
He reads the
I'm
news.
pretty sure it's gonna
God
be.
damn.
Yeah.
All right.
Point
I
for
actually have
Steve.
a couple stories, but
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
Guys.
this is what I do. Steve, hold on. Let me pull it up because I'm not
Why didn't you
prepared.
send him in?
Because Justin, if you listen to the last couple episodes, this is kind of what we do.
Yeah,
Why
we just
didn't you
kind
send him
of
in,
kind
man?
of wing it
Alright.
now.
Rare. Sea of Thieves is the best thing we've ever done.
I
It's
agree with
mind
that.
blowing.
Wrong.
It's mind blowing where we can take it.
I can what?
Wait,
what?
Take it where?
Where
can
we
you
can
take it?
take it?
Where we can take it.
Mind blowing where we can take it.
Can take it.
So it basically one of the Rare executive producer Joe Neat said it's been the best thing we've ever done. I've been in the industry for 18 years and it's the best opportunity that I've ever had in the game that I believe in most strongly. This game and where we can take it, the scope that we can add for this game, the different things we can do, the different ways we can play, the different stories the players are going to have. It's mind-blowing. We call it a shared world adventure. It's not an MMO. When someone asked that before, I said we're a memorable multiplayer online game. That's all. Laughs. It doesn't matter how many people are in the shared world, only that there are that they're there and that you're gonna have encounters with them, and it's frequency of those encounters that matter. And basically, it goes on to say that your frequency of you're gonna run into at least 2 to 3 pirate ships in every hour, is what they're saying. But it's not an MMO. They're saying that it's the best game that they've ever made. Me and Justin are already on the
Yeah,
train.
we're on board, if you will.
Yeah, all hands on deck. So I think that they're right in the sense that this game is going to be a lot of fun for the people that play it. I certainly think that you guys are going to have a blast while playing
Yeah,
it.
we're
If I pick it
idiots.
up, I'm going to have a good time with you guys playing it. Don't get me wrong. I think it does look fun. However, he's saying it's the best game they've ever made. One, that's clearly a publicity thing, but two, Rare
it's his
has
real
been
opinion?
so many. There's so much turnaround at Rare that like maybe
Who is
this
that guy?
group of
Yeah.
people, this group of people, and maybe it might be the best thing that they've ever done. 'Cause
Brian,
they-
what if he honestly thinks this is the best game he's ever made?
Well, that's true.
I mean,
he
you
could be,
remember
but like
crying Ubisoft guy that
but
we talked about.
Rare.
This
Like,
guy said he's been in the industry for 18 years. So I mean,
but he could have been at different places because Rare has been disbanded like a bunch of different times.
just sounds like this game's
You're really,
not for you, Brian.
No,
you're
I'm
really
not saying that
putting
the
holes.
game-
You're really putting holes in our sales, Brian. Okay.
There's nothing to say after that. Please, let's do the next
All
news
right.
story.
So I got one more, Steve.
Wonderful, by the way. I can't believe you didn't get a point.
So
Yeah, he's a dick.
there's a
I'll make him walk the
fan-made
plank.
Halo game. Installation 01 gets the official thumbs up from 343 Industries.
What? Sorry,
yeah,
I was
sorry.
talking.
Justin's just hitting me with
Yeah,
puns,
with
like
greatness.
a pun station right now.
Yeah.
I'll repeat that again. So a fan-made Halo game. Installation 01 gets the official thumbs up from 343
Justin gets a
Industries.
point for the sales comment. Delayed point.
Thank you.
Dramatic.
I like the
pause.
point.
Great drama.
So basically, the article is stating that this game called Installation 01, as it's described on its website, is a fan-made artistic tribute to Halo that recreates the multiplayer experience of the Bungie era games. It's also the sort of thing that tends to fall afoul of cease and desist letters. And basically, they've been going back and forth with 343 Industries for quite a while now. And 343 just kind of said, yeah, you guys can make this game now.
How awesome. What is it called? Insurrection Zero?
Installation 01.
How awesome if it's called Halo Installation 01? Like if it's like legitimately Halo canon.
Well,
How
yeah,
cool
well,
would that be?
Installation 01 is a part of Halo lore.
Well, that's-
and they have a cinematic trailer that looks pretty good.
Maybe
I mean,
I
it's,
still want
Maybe
that
you're
Lego
seeing
Halo
it
game.
right here.
yeah,
Maybe-
yeah. There's a trailer here. So basically, they say we are happy to announce that the outcome of the call. They all got on a phone call, corporate calls. You know how those
Yeah,
go.
those are the worst.
They're happy to announce the outcome of the call was incredibly informational and very positive. Through those interactions, we have ensured that Installation 01 is not under imminent illegal threat, provided we remain non-commercial in nature and scope and continue to follow Microsoft's game content usage rules to the letter. And I read through the article, and basically they're saying you can't make like shirts and you can't make memorabilia.
You can't make any money
You
off
can't
of this.
make money off of this. What would be smart of 343 to do is to hire them to just make like a spin-off Halo
Yeah,
game.
just partner up with them real quick and make it because
And then
it
they
sounds,
can make all the merchandise.
Well, it sounds like it's gonna just be like a Halo multiplayer.
Only?
Because they said that they're they're going after like the Bungie era Halo games. And the cinematic trailer that I watched was Halo 3 graphics. Which is it's
all
really
on
cool.
board.
I mean, it's just really cool because usually you see when fans make games or they have these like outside companies that are making games, like you see Nintendo shutting those things down left and right. It's really cool to see that 343 is at least listening to them and saying, you know what, yeah, we'll work from this, but like you can't make any money off our brand, but we'll allow you to kind of see what's out there.
It is refreshing to see like a game studio actually allow that.
Yeah. So
I
thought
think
that
it
was
would be
interesting.
really smart.
It must
like
be
Justin
good.
Said,
It must be good if they're gonna let it happen.
Yeah.
It must not be a piece of shit.
I'd like to see if like they could make merchandise and they could make money, like monetize this game and see if they can actually make money off of it. I think that would be smart.
I just want them to bring a Halo multiplayer to PC. That's like really all I'm caring about.
just go back to Halo 2. That's on PC.
Is it, Brian?
I think so.
Is it?
Any other news
Isn't-
stories, Gary?
isn't
Surprise
3?
news?
I mean, I can pull something up right now.
No thanks.
Last
You're
news story: Super NES Classic Edition announced. Includes unreleased Star Fox 2.
Nice. So for those of you that are living under a rock, Super NES Classic Edition.
Prepare for scarcity.
Yeah, prepare for scarcity. I got one pre-ordered.
But
Unless
do
it's
you have
canceled.
one?
Yeah.
Unless it's canceled, it's through Amazon though. So it's through
That's
Amazon.
happened before.
I saw canceling those UK to US ones.
I certainly hope not. I spent more money to get the shipping, so
Yeah, I bet you did.
yeah, I did.
Darkness, my old friend. yeah, you're fucked.
No
So-
Prime on that shit.
Well, there is Prime. It's just
Prime
it costs
time.
International shipping costs more.
They check, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was only like $7 extra, which I was like, I don't mind spending that.
What do you mean? Then that's not a lot. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I know. That's
isn't-
what I'm saying.
Isn't the Super NES Classic $20 more than the NES Classic?
So
Yes.
from Nintendo World Report, they announced that it's on release for September 29th of
Yep.
this year.
I'll get
Holy
mine
shit.
October 5th through the 10th.
I'll never
This is
see one
coming from
probably.
Europe.
I'm gonna do my thing where I just hang low and then
Fly
Swoop
high.
in, get one.
yeah, I'll just get one at some
Yeah.
point.
The box retail for
Birds of prey.
$79 in the US, 99 Canadian. Who gives a shit? Come with 2
Eh?
Super Nintendo Classic controllers and a USB AC adapter and an HDMI cord. There will be 21 games in the box.
It also comes with nostalgia.
Good one.
We are never gonna see these fucking things anywhere, and they're gonna be just like all these other Nintendo products. It already pisses me off. It hasn't even come out yet.
Have you seen an NES Classic?
Yours, I guess. Okay, and you're a lucky prick.
I mean,
It sounds like
Here we
someone's
go, we're coming
really
back.
bitter.
yeah, someone
It's just
really
Nintendo's
wants
the
one.
worst.
Just
Well,
really
in
wants
reality,
one.
I don't necessarily want one. It's the product scarcity that's annoying.
I want one now that there's the Super Nintendo one, because now I don't want not having both of them.
So
I need the collection.
you need one or the other, or
No, I
do you
need
need
both.
Oh yeah,
That's what I'm getting at.
Good luck.
Like I can't
Good
have
luck.
one without the other now. If there was just the NES Classic, I don't give a shit
So
anymore.
right now, I'm the only one that can.
He's
potentially
look at him,
make the
Steve.
match.
He's the captain now.
He is. I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck though.
Steve.
I don't want yours. It's been tainted by
I'll sell it.
your bullshit.
Anyways, how
I'll
many
sell it
games
to
are on
you.
here, Steve?
It's got a case.
21.
Yeah, that's what I want to get to. 21 games in the box. So first party games are Donkey Kong Country, Justin's favorite, Earthbound, F-Zero, Kirby Superstar, Kirby's Dream Course, The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, Star Fox 2,
Which is unreleased anywhere. So this is the first time this game is actually coming out,
is correct. Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG,
which is awesome.
Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Super Punch Out, Yoshi's Island. It's a lot of supers going down. And for third party, we got Contra 3, The Alien Wars, Final Fantasy 3, Mega Man X, Secret of Mana,
Yeah, you do.
Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting, Super Castlevania 4, and Super Ghouls and Ghosts. But yeah.
That's a great list. You could just get rid of those 2 Kirby games and replace it with Chrono Trigger and something else, and I would be very happy with that list.
So Europe will get the same on the same day as well, with the same lineup, but it's the PAL version.
Yeah.
Lucky for Europe, they're getting all the like US versions of the game, so they run at 60 hertz.
Yeah.
Which is why. There's some like
60 hertz, huh? Holy shit, that's
there's
a
some
lot.
design tweaks though that I noticed. Like, so they have the original.
How the
I only saw it in the PAL version because I haven't seen them do it for the US version. But on the PAL version, they have the Super NES like actual controller pins, like the controller fucking.
Yeah.
What's a PAL version?
It's just European. But
Interesting.
that actually just flips down, and it's the same Wii remote connectors. So it's like a little like
That's cool.
yeah.
You know, I also thought that so the Super Famicom one, one has an awesome box.
Oh, yeah.
But two, they have a different game. They have a whole. There's like five or six different games.
What was the big? There was like one.
Mystical Ninjas on there, like Goemon.
Yeah.
But there's
They
there's
switched out a few.
Yeah, they switched out a few.
Wasn't in this article.
They did say, however, that they're going to, this was like the big running joke, was that they're going to make more, like a significant amount of more units.
For
than-
less time.
For less, yeah.
They said that they were only going to do like 3 months. I thought I heard.
And it's, oh, well, they did say that this was, they're only speaking to 2017.
That makes
So.
sense. If it comes out in September, you're going to get roughly 3 months of it.
I mean, I'm not worried about it. I'll get my hands on one.
I'm really excited. I hope I can get both versions, because right now I have the European version. I would ideally like to get both, but
I'll get an American one and sell it to you.
thanks, pal. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I hope they make a lot of them.
Yeah, I really love the collections of games, though. Like, I was telling you off air that, like, the NES Classic is great and all the games on it are really good, but, like, some of the games you're only playing for, like, 10 minutes, and you're like, okay, done, whatever. But, like, if you play Super Metroid, you're playing that game for 20 hours. Or if you play fucking Final Fantasy, you're playing that game for over 40
But
hours.
isn't that really, truthfully, like the progression of games from, NES time to, now?
In general, the Super
Like-
Super Nintendo is kind of known as the RPG machine.
Yeah.
So
You have
There's lots of longer
I see
form
what you're
games.
saying though, because like
No,
if you
right.
look at like Super Mario Brothers versus Super Mario World, like Super Mario World is clearly longer, but I get what you're saying, that like the nature of NES games, yeah,
themselves, like Pac-Man, like
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like
some
obviously,
people play that forever.
yeah.
If you got enough quarters.
But that's what I'm saying though, Gary. Like
Yeah.
if you, for example, like if you had both, right, and you started playing Super Mario World, there's an overworld, and then like you can see your progress, you can stop and go back, as where Super Mario Brothers 3, let's say, you play that for 20 minutes and then you go, okay, I got to World 8 and I died and I started over. Like, I don't want to start over. Like, you have progress in Super Mario World and you can continue to play it.
I agree.
And I think that is just the nature of the Super Nintendo, like you were saying, like
Right.
natural
Well, you can also
progression of
save
games.
now too. I mean,
Yeah.
that
just wake me
started
up
late.
when we got an N64. That's
Apparently, according to what was
I'm
the...
not
That's fake
fucking
news.
giving that shit.
yeah, that's
highest
fucking fake news. N64 is coming, dropping 2018. You heard it here first.
I think the N64 is going to
Pixelated
sell the most.
What's good?
Sources.
Yeah, I would imagine
Probably.
so. N64.
The games we talked about earlier off air,
Yeah.
they fucking rock.
N64, like those games. I mean, and they don't have Buck Bumble on there. We riot.
we
riot.
hashtag resist.
Yeah.
Resist the N64 Classic with no Buck Bumble. Biggity Buck Bumble.
But that's it for the news this week. Got to add up some scores.
Oh, yeah?
So
Congrats, Brian. Yeah.
Justin wins.
I think Justin actually might have
I
this.
don't
So
know
here we
about that. I
go.
started off with a -1.
Gary, +1.
Hey, not negative, pal.
I did it.
Brian, +3.
Oh shit! I think I'm the last one.
Justin, I thought I gave you one more point. +1.
Damn it!
Thought you got
Close.
one more. Maybe I fucking did it wrong.
Potatoes.
So
Yeah.
Brian's the winner this week.
You did it!
Hooray!
Woo!
Victory, some number. 4, 3, I don't know.
Who counts?
Numbers,
anymore?
everyone. Numbers.
Points
it.
are made
All
up.
right, you did it. So
That's it.
We're done.
next week and all that stuff, or we gotta take a break, quick break, and come back, something like that.
Yeah, that's what we do here. That's it for this week's Drunken News Game Show. We're going to take a quick break and come right back with what we're doing on the site, our Twitter handles, and all that jazz. I figured King DJA.
0.
And we're back, everybody, with the end of this episode of the Tangent Podcast, episode 121 for the week of July
still raise the
3rd,
roof?
2017. Apparently, we're
We
raising
still raise
the roof. People don't do that anymore. But thank you so much for sticking with us. It wasn't too bad this week. It wasn't too long. We kind of stayed focused.
I'm
I
back.
won the Drunken News game show. Justin's back.
30-second three-way.
That
win.
was a fucking...
Down.
That I can't believe
potatoes
you didn't get,
all over the
I
place.
can't believe you didn't get negative points for potatoes.
Yeah, you're the
Potato
worst.
was the first thing that came into my mind. I don't even know.
I don't know. Yeah, just flabbergasted. And
Leave it alone.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to move on from that and just recover. Next week, hopefully, it'll be better. But
Well, you'll be ranting next week, so
well, but that's
pressure's on you.
apparently so.
Yellow tomatoes. Who knows?
Yellow tomatoes. Yeah, I might just yellow tomatoes, potatoes. But I mean, Steve, I think we have a review.
Yeah. So
We got a review.
I think we got a
We have a
review.
We got a review.
I can't believe this is happening. We have a review on iTunes.
right.
So the subject is "Showing Love Again." This comes from King DJA.
Dirty,
homie.
sexy son of a bitch.
5
love.
stars.
Giving
5
us
stars.
giving
He
us
knows
that
the
filthy,
deal.
nasty love. I appreciate
right.
it.
What's up,
settle down.
fellas? Writing another review for you because we have listeners in quotes out there who
Cocks.
can't take 3 minutes to send an effing review.
I
I hope
appreciate
the
it.
podcast and the YouTube video. I mean, what do you say? Oh, I love the podcast and YouTube videos. They are awesome. The so-called listeners need to get their shit together and send an effing review. These fellas, thanks fellas for keeping me entertained and keep doing what you do.
We should. He needs some points. You get a couple
Yeah,
points. King
I think
DJ.
King DJA won this episode of the Drunken News
You win.
game show.
You get a rant.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it, man.
We
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Love
We're
the
a little late.
enthusiasm.
Yeah,
I
when
love
you,
the
when
F
Steve
bombs.
said effing, he was saying fucking.
Yeah, yeah, that's what that was. Those were
That
really
was,
swears.
he was saying fucking.
There were some stars in there.
yeah.
Expletive delete.
I wanted to
He's
translate
calling-
it correctly.
He's calling people out.
yeah.
Where you
Cox.
at, listeners?
What's good?
Yeah,
Where's that
write those
fucking
goddamn
review?
reviews.
I mean, King DJA is
Just crushing it
Just
out.
crushing it right
the
now.
homie. We appreciate that, sir.
We really, really do. Thank you so
Numero
much.
uno fan.
Yeah, and that's really
That's it, man.
that's it. And we're on Twitter. We're on Twitter and we're on social media, so you should definitely check
See
us
that?
out
Check it out below.
below. I'm not going to add anything right there.
Right
They're just
there.
moving their arms back and forth.
Right
Below
there.
me.
But if you want to follow the site on Twitter, that's at PXLPTS, and the tangent is at tangent_podcast. For myself, I am at It's a Me BT. Justin, you are.
Katata_fish_.
Gary, you are.
G Hines. 25.
God Mike back there,
At Steven_Sal.
which is apparently somewhere
Somewhere
in
in
this
this
general
range.
Yeah, it's
vicinity.
right about here.
Not here.
Not
here
here,
so much.
but right here. Also, if you guys want to send us
I knew it.
a review on iTunes or any podcast catcher,
Yeah, let's see you try to top DJA.
I doubt that that's going to happen, but
DJA? That's a weird one.
DJA.
DJA.
No, just one A.
DJA?
I think I have a solution to the Pan problem. But
King
also, if you guys
DJA.
have a question like our homeboy Carl did last week, thanks. What's up, Carl?
Carl.
You can send those over to Brian at pxlpts.com. That's Brian with an I. We're getting some Brians with a Y. That's not how
we
you
got some
do it.
Stevens with a V.
B. Brian's with a Y.
Brian's with a Y and Steve
Gary's
with
with
a
an
V.
IE.
Oh,
Throwing that out
Yikes.
there.
no. You know what I'm
Gross.
throwing out the end of this podcast,
Yeah,
pal?
please.
Because that was fucking atrocious. We'll catch you guys next week.
On the tangent.